Hey everybody, Dan here, Backyard Flare down in Tucson, Arizona. I get a lot of questions about the finish work on fireplaces, on outdoor kitchens, and most of the questions I get are pertaining to veneer and horizontal material. Now, horizontal material can be for shelf, it can be for counter, it can be for seating surfaces. So most of the horizontal surfaces are going to need to be covered by something that is additional to the block. A lot of people will be using a flagstone, very similar to what I have here. This is just a small piece, just a remnant piece of what I have laying around, and I wanted to use this as kind of an illustration for what you can do and how you can cover these surfaces. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you some things. This might help enlighten some things. Okay, so this is the fireplace for the Backyard Flare headquarters building here in Tucson. And we have used a 1.5 inch, more or less, 1.5 inch thick flagstone. This has got a really nice smooth surface on top, and this is only 5 pieces encompassing the 13-foot wide fireplace. We have used the flatter of the two surfaces on top, and obviously the underside, being not flat, is going to be the side that is mortared down. Now, I'll go over here and show you what we did here in previous videos. We built this little wall, and we're just going to keep going with this wall to show you some things. When you have a flagstone, just like we have on our fireplace, you're going to have more of a smooth surface on one side. It's pretty typical to also have more of a jagged, more of an uneven edge on one side. I don't know why that happens, but a lot of flagstone comes that way. It's kind of nice because it gives you a nice surface to work with. That's the visible side. In our wall, we have 2 different illustrations when it comes to a flat surface, which is going to be this one. And then we also have a void that's been left open, which is this one. You can install your flagstone over either one of these surfaces. Doesn't really matter. A lot of times you'll leave the voids open. If you have any kind of wires for outdoor lighting, any kind of plumbing, you'll leave that stuff open. You won't want to fill those with concrete. Now, if you are going to be using a natural material such as this flagstone, you are going to be using mortar underneath the flagstone between the block surface and the underside surface of the flagstone. So you're going to be adding enough mortar to the bottom of the flagstone, or actually you're going to be putting it on the top surface of the block. You're going to be adding enough mortar so you can level this stone to other stones that you're using. Now your stones are going to be much larger than what I have here. This one's only about 6 by 8 inches, but for illustration purposes, it works well for what we have here. What you're also going to need to pay attention to is your overage. Now your overage is the distance from the surface of your block to the outside of your flagstone. You're going to need an overage, and I'm going to show you this. The overage on our fireplace between the outside of the structure and the outside of the veneer is about another 2 inches from here to here. Now that overage is going to give you a nice finished look, and it hides some things. But that flagstone has been put down, and it has been mortared to the top of that block. Most of those blocks were open core blocks, just like this one you see here. They were not solid like the ones that the flagstone is sitting on top of this wall. So keep that in mind when it comes to overage. You're going to want to have your veneer in place, or at least on your work site, before you start adding the seating material and the horizontal material, because you're going to want to make sure that this is out far enough so when you put your veneer down, it's not going to be out further than the outside edge of your flagstone. Very important. Just some little tips to pay attention to when it comes to installing your horizontal material. If you have any questions, send us a message, send me an email. You can always leave a comment, and we'll help you out with as much as we possibly can. As always, happy building. Take care.